Eric does not want to start with this because it was his idea to talk about this anyway. It was rappers when it's time to vote, how they try to make rappers and YouTubers, and I get it.
I don't like it.
I get it. Entertainers, I get it. They are a part of the younger generation. It's just that they give them so much misinformation, right?
Who?
So the rappers, they give them misinformation.
The rappers are giving misinformation from the politicians.
Rappers are giving misinformation about the politicians because
to the audience
because they're not because
I just want to make sure
because they're not giving like policies. They're not talking about policies.
Yeah.
And a lot of young people don't care about policies. They're talking about who is salacious and who is like gonna hold things down, and they don't know what hold things down mean.
Yeah.
And and a lot of the young folks don't know the law.
They don't know the law.
Yes.
So, and they don't understand that. They don't understand that the president is who's in Congress, right? Mm-hmm. And they don't understand that those are the things that are important. So that's why you have to vote for
everything.
For everything.
You got to do your research.
Yeah, and you got to understand.
You got to read a couple things.
You got to understand that you have to like
reading Project 2025.
Yeah, you have
is a lot, man.
Yeah, you read it.
I have. It's a lot.
I've read some of it, some things from it, but I haven't read it yet.
But like the first,
because 925 pages is just a lot.
But over the course of a month, I read half, probably a third. I don't think I read 400 pages, maybe like 300. But it's a lot to read.
But it's so crazy when you hear like music artists or entertainers talk about Kamala Harris and how she incarcerated so many black men, but then you read Project 2025 and you think like,
or you just give,
it's the same. It's the repetition of what. Then she was a prosecutor. I mean, that's what her job was.
Right, you're an attorney general. She's not getting these people. Yeah, she's sentencing. Yeah, you have to be okay with people doing wrong and getting sentenced.
Yeah, and the thing about it is like a lot of them weren't black.
And half of them were.
Yeah, half of them were black, and a lot of it too were like, a lot of them didn't even go to jail. They like,
this is your friend.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up. Like a lot of, but they say that, but they hear these stories. They're like, well, Kamala Harris, and then plus it's like a lot of dudes. She a woman, so a lot of dudes like, really want to be in the office anyway.
Yeah, they didn't vote for the white woman.
And second, she black. You know what I'm saying?
Now she is.
But they don't want to say she's black. I think, you know what? I think she's multicultural and she's multiracial. I think that, if you look back at freaking when she was in college, she pledged at Howard University. She went to Howard University. She pledged AKA. That's the blackest you could.
Oh, D9 showing up to the polls.
You could. That's the blackest you could do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So she was black. Now I did see those things where she said, "Well, they say you're Indian." And she answered the lady like, yeah. I mean, that's recognizing another part of who she is. You know what I'm saying?
And there's nothing wrong with it.
And there's nothing wrong with recognizing another part of who you are. In Jamaica, I'm from Jamaica. There are a lot of people that are like biracial people there. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, a lot of people be saying, y'all not black anyway. Like, but we are. Because we're all from Africa. Just sprinkled a lot of different places. But
unless you commit a crime, you black.
Yeah, right. What the police going to say I am?
Then that one drop rule turns into 100%.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, I just think that, I think that a lot of people just running whatever they want to run with and just say what they want to say. They got people like, now Kai Cenat, or whatever, is that his name?
Yeah. Kai
Cenat, he's talking about, he's supposed to interview, just adding just foolishness to the whole thing.
Because
Aiden Ross, like, and it's like, that's not it. Like, the importance of what's going to happen in November should not get lost into these niggas. I'm sorry.
That's how you felt.
It should not get lost into what's to these people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you said what you meant.
I just hope that people. I mean, I know we see it, but I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt that we have a lot more smarter people out there that don't take advice from rappers, entertainers, and what other stuff. Just because I know a lot of people. I won't say a lot. I know some people think this whole being a felon and, some people that follow entertainers and rappers think they look up to that type of lifestyle. Like, oh, he's a felon, he's a bad boy, he broke the law and everything. That's cool. So
the world's against him.
Yeah, the world. So let me vote for him, which is like so asinine. And it's just like y'all said, Project 2025, and it's just like, man, these people don't even care about you. You know what I'm saying? Like they use they gonna throw you, they gonna use you for what they want, throw you to the wayside.
But okay. So who do we put the responsibility on as far as what is being marketed? Because what's being marketed in music hip hop culture to me stands for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Hip hop culture in basketball was Iverson having white kids wear cornrows with fake tattoos.
Yeah.
Hip hop culture in music was Jay-Z having us in college wearing button down suits to psychology class. So hip hop culture is also glamorizing everything that you should be trying to get away from.
Yeah.
And now you're taking that and you're making that like the kids' heroes.
Yeah.
And then you're seeing the politicians take that person and saying, "Hey, you come to my pep rally." Why was Megan Thee Stallion there?
Right.
Not because she don't belong there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what her political views are or what she knows. What was presented was twerk, twerk, twerk.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, that was kind of
like, and you don't have to. Maybe it is the generational thing, but for me, you didn't have to. In our generation,
Yeah.
you didn't have to do so much, like catering to this group this way.
Yeah.
If you got my attention in that first 5 minutes, I'm listening. If you was talking about something. So you didn't have to pull up Wayne and Jay-Z for me.
Yeah.
You could have just said, let's do this because this is what this means. And now it's like, oh, I don't want my kid listening to music. I don't want my kid watching this, doing that. But then I'm going to pull this same person to be a part of my campaign.
Because a lot of these rappers
Doesn't make sense. Who do we put that on?
A lot of these rappers too, like we listen to, telling these people to do the wrong thing, telling these people to do bad things, and being a bad influence in these kids' life, are the same people that are sending their kids to private schools.
Jeezy.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them. They're sending their kids to private schools. So why are you telling the kids or the
$1 million question?
Yeah, why are you telling them to do the wrong things to put them in prison? But you tell your kids to do things to put them in school.
Because you get a lot of these guys now, like Ice Cube came under fire a lot for that CRA, and you get a lot of these guys now that they've changed their tax bracket, things like that. So their approach has changed to all of it.
Yeah, and
that's also to be expected.
If they came out and said that, I wouldn't agree with them. I wouldn't agree with them, but I could respect them more. Like, hey, look, man, my tax bracket, because he getting in office, I'm not going to pay this much tax. I could respect that, but just don't throw this is like, Kamala Harris put a whole bunch of black men. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I know people that vote for Trump and they talk about the taxes and things like that. I know people that vote for Trump and I respect whatever. I respect it because that's your opinion. And I know people be like, because some people like hardcore. If you're a Trump supporter, I just ain't fooling with you. But that ain't how I feel. I feel like if it's something that's benefiting you, and you feel like you see you see. I think that there's a lot of other things that you're overlooking. You know what I'm saying? But you actually have a reason. You know what I'm saying?
But you let Project 2025 happen. That tax bracket ain't gonna mean nothing. It ain't gonna mean, like, everything's gonna get flipped. And half of us going to Canada.
So
with Drake.
Look, and with free healthcare.
Right.
Because why would you try to get rid of affordable healthcare? Why would you tell, like, I'm not giving my stance on abortion. I'm not doing this. But what I'm saying is, why would you try to make it illegal, but then say a death sentence would be to somebody if they tried? So you don't want them to kill the baby, but you'll kill the person? You'll kill the, like, we're gonna make contraceptives illegal. Oh, so you don't want people to protect themselves from their activity?
That's the wildest thing. That
it just sounds like spray hoses and dogs.
And what it is too. It's the idea of religion. It's religion again.
And that's what they're hiding behind.
That's everything.
But the religious aspect was never forced upon. It was the assignment was to bring people to, not to beat it over their head. That's where the discrepancy comes from. It's like, where does Christianity come from when they go, slaves wouldn't be Christian to this, and again, a whole nother one. But it's like, you read this document and it's immunity for cops. So basically, you don't have an officer running to his car screaming because he knows his cam picked up him shooting Sonya Massey. You don't have that no more because now you get off.
Which is crazy with some of these rappers, because a lot of these rappers is against the police, but you support Trump. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's all a part
of. But and again, it's all a part of what state they're in, what their state government is, what their money is, all that stuff, which makes it scary. Because I'm like, look, I'm in a red state, and I'm not in any red part of that state. So, and I've never been to a red part of that state, but when you see it on the map, it's like, vote numbers, like, where are these people at? Apparently, they're everywhere.
You been to the red part of the state. You just
I know. I'm just saying, like, when you
just don't know it's red.
Oh, I go every Wednesday, but I mean, like, to the real red parts versus like going to a state, you be like, I know where I'm at.
Yeah, right.
Right. But
we're going down southern Ohio.
You talking about right past Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Get right into Kentucky. It's like, you got to be carrying. You got to be ready. Open carry.
I see a lot of Trump signs, like different parts of Cleveland different suburbs. You see, like they out there tough.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, you know, like you said, it's got to be some reason, some issue that you agree with. As a whole, for the minorities, not black people, all of them.
Yeah.
Favors no one.
Yeah.
Like you have, they said we're gonna have this punishment for anti-white hate groups. You can't do thing, and I don't get into Umar a lot. I listen to him, but it's still one-sided because he's gonna leave some stuff out.
Yeah.
But when he's on because he goes, you know. Like Kamala Harris says she can't do stuff for just black people. I know what she meant.
Yeah.
She meant we got to do stuff for everybody.
Yeah.
But he was also right because they made the anti-hate law for the Asians. So you're gonna get everything for everybody else.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be like y'all not gonna get nothing. These people, somebody got an uncle still waiting on that 40 acres. Somebody got that.
Yeah.
But how many people actually pulled up this and Googled it? You're not gonna read it all in one day or 1 month.
A lot of people just reading headlines.
Yeah.
And they're regurgitating that. She put a lot of people in jail. She put a lot of people in jail. She put a lot of brothers in jail. She don't like black people. That's just how it goes. It's like any other woman.
She not black. She not black. She not black.
She's not completely black, but look, when it comes down to it, they're giving her that one drop and they're making her 100% now.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, she didn't want to battle Trump on Fox. I wouldn't have either. Like, keep it exactly how it was. So I'm trying to rewrite stuff. People are going, just like we said about the internet, you're going to take what you see and make it relate to you. You're going to find something to relate to your narrative.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want this black woman running the country. We don't want a woman running the country. I was like, yeah, Biden stepped down for something. I would like to know why, because he didn't say the truth. He said the politician answer. Yeah, it's a lot to deal with. But I always felt like you don't have to reach that audience with just rappers and entertainers. You gotta give them something to talk about. Free concert with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Okay, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, right.
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you saying? Like, how are you making? Like, I couldn't read them laws when I was 17 and just understand it. Yeah. I was reading the King James version. Yeah. So you got to give it like the Eugene Peterson, the Message Bible version of this is what this means. Right. So it makes sense versus, hey y'all, we got Glorilla. That's dope, but then she gonna leave. Yeah. And is she backing it?
Right. Well, you gotta do your research. I know I'm gonna be at the poll.
Do your research. I'm voting. Make sure y'all go out there and vote.
Please.